Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first official episode of New Earth TV Live. I'm very, very happy to be here. Again, I'm still just kind of figuring out the system here, but it looks like everything is good to go. We are live on both Facebook and both on YouTube. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And of course, we're going to start off, as we always have in the past, with the New Earth Teachings webcast with announcements. So we're going to start off firstly with that, with the announcements, and here is the first one. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
All right, wasn't that cool? All right, so again, of course, I am broadcasting through newearthtv.live. That is now live streaming on the website as well, too, of course, as well as Facebook and YouTube. So again, if you guys have not checked out newearthtv.live, it is a free social network. All right, so you're able to sign up for free. Membership is absolutely free, and of course, you have the activity window, so people can share with chat. You can post videos, photos. You can blog. It's really, really wonderful. We've already got a really good community of over 400 people there already, and so go ahead and check that out at newearthtv.live. And of course, with our streaming technology, and of course with New Earth TV Live, any donations that you guys want to supply as well too is always appreciated, because this helps to pay for the software, helps to pay for the memberships as well too. So that's always appreciated as well too. And of course, another announcement is this Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific. Okay, it's 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have our Spirit Ambassador Classroom, and that is going to be happening on Zoom. Now, for information on that, please go to newearthtv.live. When you go to the website, just click on the Events tab, and through the Events tab, you'll see the Spirit Ambassador Classroom information. It's called Spirit Ambassador Classroom Module 1, all right? And it's starting at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and it's about 60 to 90 minutes. And I'll be taking you guys through the first module of the Spirit Ambassador Classroom. So that, again, is this Sunday, and you can find that out on newearthtv.live. All right. So let me firstly introduce our co-host today, Zach. Zach Hayter is with us. Zach, hey, glad that you're here today. Thank you for being here. This is, again, our first webcast together. We've done webinars in the past as well, too. So thank you very much, Zach, for being here today, for volunteering.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me here. And it's great to be a part of this. And I feel like it's an amazing thing that you've been doing all this time. And it's just an absolute honor to be a part of this now and helping in the proceedings of these weekly shows as well. So thanks for having me on board.
No problem, man. Thank you for being here. So, of course, we do have access to the chat. So I'm already seeing people starting to post. That's great. We're going to be getting to a couple of discussions first, and then we're going to be getting into group healing. Then after group healing, we'll be taking your questions. Okay, so there may be an opportunity for me to channel Adronis. And if that does happen, Zach will be available to do the moderation for the questions as they come in. So again, thank you, everybody, for being here. The questions are indeed flowing in, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So I appreciate that. That's great. So yeah, the first thing we're going to discuss today is basically one of the most common, I'd say the most common two questions that I get often in sessions. Now, I have been doing sessions since early 2009. This journey started for me in 2008, but it was in early 2009 where I started getting into sessions, channeling Adronis, right, bringing that information through. So through these near 11, 12 years that I've been doing this, and there's been thousands and thousands of people who I have talked to all over the world, right? Basically, the two common questions that come up are, number one, who am I? Number two, why am I here? Right? So we're going to address those two common questions because that still has come up even in my recent sessions with people as well too. So whenever you're asking the question, oh, Brad, who am I? Right? No one's going to be able to answer that question for you, right? You have to understand that who you are, when you basically ask that question, you're posing that to the universe. It's like looking in a mirror and you're asking the mirror, who am I? Who am I? What am I all about? And the mirror can't tell you anything. The mirror is only going to reflect back to what you are constantly presenting outwards. So the idea is that when we keep looking at that who am I question, we are just, again, giving that off into a mirror. We're basically trying to put that on the outside to think, oh, maybe the outside can return that answer. No, all it's ever going to return is your actions. All it's ever going to return is your manifestations. What you feel, what you think, what your choices are, what your actions are, what your result is. And that's the idea of the universe working as a feedback system. So the key here is to understand that it's not about asking that question, who am I? Are we alone in the universe? Well, there's only you, of course, but there are reflections of you. There are aspects of you. There are catalysts of you. So rather than asking the universe who I am going to tell the universe who I am. As I tell the universe who I am, that is what's going to be the support system, the feedback system, to complement myself, because I am now speaking in authority. I am now speaking through truth. I am now speaking through the nature of my own authenticity. And everything that I experience, the people in my life, the environments that I experience, everything is based upon I knowing myself. Because to know yourself is not an intellectual question. It's not about bringing the intellect in to helping you understand, well, this must be who I am. If you can explain yourself, then you're not even close to understanding who you are. Because who you are cannot be identified. It cannot be brought forward into any feeling of articulation or intellectualization whatsoever. It is not an ego principle. It's not an ego job to understand who you are. To know who you are is to realize what is within you, the God within you, the pure consciousness that you are. And it is moving past an identity state, right? If we think that we are some type of identity, we are in a hypnotic state. We're in hypnosis. If we keep thinking that we can identify ourselves through the state of an identification, well, my name is Brad, and this is what I do, and I have dark hair, and I have a goatee here, and oh, that must be me. No, that's me identifying with this body. That's me identifying with this frame. That's me identifying with this life. And so whenever we bring identity forward into the idea of asking ourselves the question, who am I? You're off track. You're not even close to the answer. It's to see the God within yourself. It's to see yourself as pure consciousness. It's that moment you feel before you're actually able to say a word, because the thought is coming in for you to speak. Here's the thought. Here's the first word. We want to look at what's right in the middle. Right in the middle between your thought and your first word is God. As soon as you have that feeling and your face reacts, right? You pick up a lottery ticket, and all of a sudden, oh, your eyes go crazy because you won the lottery. We're basically taking a moment. Here's the feeling. Here's the reaction on your face. Here's the middle. The middle is God. The moment that I try to push myself up to get off out of my seat and stand up, here's the feeling of getting up, and here's getting up, and here's the middle. And in the middle is God. That is what you are focusing on. That is where your concentration is going. That is where your awareness is going. That's your moment of godliness. That is where the God within you exists prominently. It is that sweet, tender moment prior to speaking when you have that thought. It is that sweet, tender moment prior to the reaction that you have when that feeling comes in, right? It's that subtle space that is indefinable. It has no material, It has no form of substance whatsoever. It is substanceless, yet that is what we concentrate on. And that is what we truly are. That is our nature. We are the substanceless essence. We are that blank spot between the aspect of thought and action, leading into reaction. So again, this is when we go into that question, who am I? You're not going to be able to answer that intellectually, right? You are going to tell rather, universe, this is who I am. Because what I have to do is I have to look into myself. I have to look into how everything that I have created here in life is truly showing me how I am creator. That I am telling the universe, yes, I've chosen to come into a family that is aggressive. Yes, I've chosen to come into having friends that may be two-faced or conditioned in that way. Yes, I've come into a reality where I've had to struggle for a job. Yes, I've come into a reality where I've withheld love, and I need to work on love a lot more, right? So you are looking into yourself to understand, well, this is who I truly am. But I'm not looking at it from a state of identity. It's actually acknowledging those identities to sweep them away, to push them away, to blast them away like the wind, right? So whenever you're asking that question, rather than saying, who am I, take the M and take the I and switch it around. Who I am. And now you share that with the universe. Universe, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to create. This is what I'm going to manifest. This is who I'm going to bring into my reality. This is what I feel I'm going to work on a lot more. You're being the commander. You're being the king, the queen of your own reality. You have to sit on your throne. You have to put that crown on your head and saying, I am sovereign. I am king, queen of my reality, and I will tell the universe who I am, right? So that's giving you a little bit more insight pertaining to the who I am question. Second question I get the most, again, relates to, why am I here? Okay, so again, we may take the M and the I and switch it around. Why I am here, okay, as a commander. Now, again, some people ask me, well, Brad, is that because I was forced in here, I was forced to come to Earth. I don't want to be on this planet. I don't want to be here with these angry people and these aggressive people. Why the heck would I want to be here? You chose to be here, right? And that's the common answer I get most of the time with people when they say, Brad, why am I here? Why am I on this planet? What's going on? Why would I choose to incarnate with such a family that was so hostile toward me, that was so negative toward me, that was so aggressive toward me? Why would I attract all these people that are just so highly negative? Well, here's the answer. They're your baseline. What do you mean by that? Well, here's your aggressive family. Here's the people that you have put into your life that, again, represent a baseline of anguish, of despair, of aggression, right? They are at the very bottom of their rock bottom, right? So what you are doing is you are looking at that and saying, that is not who I want to be. I don't want to be anything like these people. Well, there you go. You've set your baseline, and now you're starting to move up because now you have seen the example of everything that they represent to you, and now you're shifting yourself upwards. They have become your baseline. They are the start of rock bottom. And now when you start to move up, you realize I'm having to thank my family, my friends, my coworkers, my boss, my employer, about being in that particular type of mentality, because it's told me exactly who I do not want to be. I do not want to be what they represent. I still love them because they're dear souls, they're part of me, but they have represented the baseline. So it really comes down to that saying as well. Thank you very much for showing me who I do not want to be, right? But why am I here? It's because you brought yourself here. Nobody forced you inside a box inside of heaven and kicked you down a slide and said, here you go incarnate on Earth, get your butt in there, right? They're trying to compact you in the box while you're fighting, right? They're taking a crowbar, they're beating you over the head with it, and then they pack you in a box, and then they duct tape you in there, and boof, get in there, go down to heaven, get down there, get down to Earth. It's your turn now. No, how ridiculous would heaven be if you see this old man beating you in the head with a crowbar, trying to pack you inside a box and trying to duct tape you in there, and trying to say, go on, get down to Earth. You need to incarnate in there. Come on, I'll beat you some more. No. All right. Nobody is giving you a beating. Nobody is punishing you. Nobody is saying, I want to hit you. You got to get down to earth and all that. No, guys. It was you who signed the dotted line. In fact, one of the most common responses is, I came here because I heard the call, right? I was told to come down here. I agreed. I signed the dotted line. Soul contract all complete. I got some help with my contract to help me look into some things, but altogether it was me. And then I signed the dotted line and I came down to earth and I incarnated in a physical body, right? Because I want to experience my baseline. I want to look at all these difficulties on earth because it's going to help me to purify my connection to the light a lot more. It is going to purify my connection to God within me. And so I'm going to have these hostilities. I'm going to have this rough patch. I'm going to have these tidal waves of energy that will come in, not because it's trying to scare me, but it's telling me this is exactly what I'm looking to move beyond. Look what I'm rising above. And there again, you are practicing yourself as a creator. You are telling the universe, this is who I am. And you are telling yourself, this is why I am here, rather than asking, why am I here or who am I, right? You just have to shift those two words around, the am I to the I am. All right. So that's what I wanted to share today for our subject. And next thing is we're going to get into some group healing. So what we're going to do next is just a group healing that will be together, right? In the past, I've done it, one person at a time, but we do have, a certain amount of time today because I do want to get into some Q&A. Now, Zach, I know you've had some really good experiences yourself with like some breathing practices, like deep breath in, deep breath out. Did you want to explain to anybody that you feel that a good breathing practice that you feel has worked really well for you that you wanted to share with anybody?
Okay, so something that I found recently I felt has been quite good for me, because I remember traditionally watching, many people watching this now will have watched many Adronis videos, watched many of your videos, and there was always this kind of understanding of breathing in through the mouth and out through the nose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Mm-hmm. And so now one thing that this kind of new understanding I've learned is that just by breathing in through the nose and out through the nose can create more of a calming effect.
Yes.
So that's one thing that I've actually been experimenting with, and it feels quite good to do that. So, and one thing that I've also found as well is the idea of 4 seconds in and 4 seconds out is a very calming way. But then also how it's come through from Adronis in the past is where it's been taught that you breathe in slowly, but then it's like a quick outward, and that's also a good way as well. But I think it depends really on what the person is seeking in the moment. If they're seeking something more energetic, is to let it out quickly, but something more calming and soothing would be, for me personally at this time, 4 seconds in through the nose and 4 seconds in, 4 seconds in through the nose and 4 seconds out through the nose. So yeah.
So what I would add to that, give yourself an extra 2 seconds on the exhale, right? So what you want to do is really, as you inhale, you're letting your exhale breath being a little bit longer, because we're purging, a lot of that carbon out. We're purging a lot of that debris out. We're purging a lot of that stagnancy out. So you want to give your external breath, your exhale, a little bit of extra time. So if you're breathing 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out as well too. Now, sometimes it depends upon the person, because as you said, there's a good fit for you with in through the nose, out through the nose as well. And then of course there is in through the mouth, out through the mouth. Wim Hof is really good for that. He's notorious for that. And then of course we have the in breath through the nose and out breath through the mouth as well too. So it really depends again where the person is at. So again, you always have your own preference. But it's basically when you're getting into a state of meditation, and if you really want to go inside, one of my recommendations is doing exactly what Zach was sharing, is really just going through the nose. And what you're doing is you're just making the breath feel so much lighter. It's almost like you're not even breathing at the same time. It just gets lighter and lighter and lighter, even though you are per se breathing. But you're just letting that flow of oxygen becoming lighter and lighter. It's becoming almost imperceivable to you, so that you're just being stilled in the moment. So it's a good sharing, Zach. Thank you for that. So anyways, let's get into meditation. All right. So get yourselves into a nice, comfortable posture. making sure the body is free of any tension. We can place our hands upon the center of our chest. All right, we can close our eyes. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths in and out. All right, so inhale, exhale. And once again, inhale, exhale. And one more time, inhale, exhale. And just relaxing yourself and breathing normally. Again, just breathing in any way that you feel is the best way for you to breathe, either through the mouth, through the nose, or through the nose in and out, through the mouth in and out. Okay. And now we're going to give ourselves a body scan. All right, so we're just going to imagine like there's that green beam of light that's just coming down, and it's just starting to scan our bodies from the top of our head. All right, and we're just looking at any particular form of tension, surface-based debris that we can see as black liquid. Right, as the beam goes down, you're just feeling those tension points. You're feeling those areas of tension as it goes all the way down to the bottom of the feet. And as it reaches down to the bottom of the feet, you are now aware of those tension points. And I want you now just to focus your energy on the base of your spine and feeling those black roots coming out through the base of the spine, going all the way down the feet, out through the feet, into the ground, and going deeper and deeper into the earth, and feeling free to connect directly to the earth's heart, the earth's core, connecting harmoniously and lovingly to the earth. And as you connect with the cords, you're now being aware again all of that black liquid that represents the surface-based tension, and you're directing it. You're directing it with your own consciousness, and you're pushing it down. Okay, if there's debris down by your feet, you're pushing it up, and you're converging it directly into the base of the spine. Right? You're seeing that black liquid there. And now you're intending for all of that black liquid, dense energy moving through the roots right now and going deeper and deeper into the ground and going into the heart of the earth. And again, you are blessing that energy as you send it off to the earth. Mother Earth, I love you very much. Please transmute all of this dense energy into pure light. Amen. Right? Namaste. Whatever you want to say. Okay? And you're just letting that energy go deeply into the earth. And as you feel it reaching the heart of the earth, that dense energy is now being transmuted into pure light. Okay, you can see it almost like a white flash that happens. Okay, and that is Earth taking the dense energy from her children and purging it and transforming it into light. So again, our love and blessings to Mother Earth for her assistance, for her help. And now we are going to work with the chakra centers. Okay, so we're now going to feel, firstly, the energy of Mother Earth, the brown energy from her, moving up now through our feet, coming up past our ankles, moving up past our knees, coming up directly to the base of the spine, the brown energy of Mother Earth, grounding ourselves into Mother Earth, again, like a tree with roots. And now it is converged at the base of the spine. So now we're going to start off with the chakra centers and spinning them in a counterclockwise direction to moving them into the alignment with connecting with spirit. Okay, so the first one, of course, is the root chakra colored red. Okay, like an apple red. And you're just seeing this kind of pool of liquid of red energy directly within your mind's eye. And you can either take your physical hand or your astral hand and your finger, and you're just going to start swirling it counterclockwise 7 times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to move up now into the sacral chakra or navel chakra, which is colored orange, right, like an orange peel. Again, seeing that orange liquid in your mind, swirling it counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the solar plexus, colored yellow. Okay. Again, seeing that in your mind, counterclockwise swirling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the heart chakra, colored green, like grass. Seeing that pool of liquid within your mind, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the throat chakra, colored aquamarine, sky blue. Seeing it in your mind, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the third eye chakra, ocean blue. Sing it in your mind, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, moving up into the crown chakra, colored violet. Sing it in your mind, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, bringing your focus and awareness now down to the abdomen, taking a deep breath in, lifting all of that oxygen up into the crown, and as you exhale, feel the crown chakra opening up and feeling the cascading rainbow light coming down your body, cascading down like a fountain, going all the way down to the bottom of the feet, moving upwards and connecting directly into the perineum. As this connects to the perineum, we now bring our focus and awareness to the heart, and we're just tuning into the heart for just a moment and just feeling our own heartbeat, right? Thump, 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 thump. Okay, and as we inhale, exhale, feeling the toroidal field coming from the heart, expanding. Where the top of the toroidal field is above your head, the bottom is below your feet. And again, some of you who are advanced may start to see this in 2 hemispheres, all right? And you can rotate those 2 hemispheres in appropriation. One can be counterclockwise, the other clockwise, all right? For others who may not have such a great visualization of that, just seeing the entire toroidal field moving in a counterclockwise direction. As it moves very slowly, softly, and subtly in a counterclockwise direction, we are now focusing just behind the heart. And behind the heart is our God spark, our God light, our Christed throne in that way, okay? And you're feeling that white light of spirit shining out through the back of the heart, feeling that white light now coming into the toroidal field and imbuing itself completely into the toroidal field. So now you are feeling a glowing effect, that glowing spirit light flowing through the toroidal field as it continues to rotate counterclockwise, slowly and subtly with you. So now spirit light is with you, right? So you can call in spirit light. You can ask for spirit light to come through and to assist in clearing out any other excess debris that you wish, all right? So let's take another deep breath in, deep breath out, and out. All right. And now we are going to go ahead and come back into the present moment. We can open our eyes. And now we are going to do a group healing. So this will be the second part of it right now. What I want you to do is just looking inside yourself in this moment and just feeling if there's a certain area in your body that you may feel is very tense, right? If it's something physical, something emotional, something mental, whatever you feel it is, just want you to find a little spot, right? You may want to kind of work with your hands in that way, or you just kind of go within and you're feeling that little spot within yourself, okay? So maybe it's a headache, right? Maybe it's a sore throat. Maybe it's a backache. Okay, maybe there's a pain in the knee, right? Maybe there's a feeling of anxiety, okay? And if it's something emotional, you're again just tracking it in the body. What you're doing is you're just going back into the memory where you felt a lot of that anxiety or despair or anger, and you're just telling your body, okay, where are you? Where are you in the body? Oh, it feels right here in my heart. It feels down here near my navel, right? It feels down here by my knee. That's fine, right? You trust where the body is pointing you, all right? As we do that, we place our hands upon the center of our chest. We feel the black etheric roots coming out through the chest, or through the hands, I should say, going into the chest and just going into that little spot, okay, whatever that area is, okay? If it's a headache, a neck ache, a backache, a problem with the knee, anything of that nature, okay? So I want you just to feel those etheric roots going into that spot and just wrapping around that spot now, okay? It's just wrapping around there. So you're feeling that entire spot now completely filled with the black roots. So what do we commonly do? What have we done in the New Earth Teachings webcasts? We have done the apologetic affirmation, all right? So this is something you guys can repeat after me. Zach, you can repeat after me too if you want. I apologize to my body.
I apologize to my body
for being neglectful.
For being neglectful.
Regarding this condition.
Regarding this condition.
I ask for my body's forgiveness.
I ask for my body's forgiveness.
As well as its assistance.
As well as its assistance.
To clear away this condition.
To clear away this condition.
Giving it to spirit.
Giving it to spirit.
To be forgiven and purified.
To be forgiven and purified.
And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. So now that we have done the apologetic affirmation, the body is now willing to relinquish all of that black liquid dense energy contained within that spot. All right. So now we're absorbing all of that black liquid dense energy through the roots, putting it directly into our hands. Okay. Now, if you decide that you want to do this for another person, if you know that a person is going through a hard time, then again, you're just doing the same thing, right? You don't have to do the apologetic affirmation. You're just seeing them as a hologram within your mind. You're going up to them. But what we are asking them, if we are being a medium to helping another person out, is we're asking their spirit for permission, right, to do this healing. 9 times out of 10, it's a yes, all right? So when you do that, you're again just putting your etheric roots into that area, and you're feeling all of that black liquid being absorbed into your hands, okay? So that's for others who want to do some healing work for another person that you guys can do right now as well too, all right? So again, just taking a moment, feeling all of that black liquid dense energy being sucked up, absorbed through the roots, and putting it directly into your hands. And I'll give you guys just a few moments to do that now. Again, this is being recorded, so if you need to go back to it and do this again for yourself or for another person, you can go ahead and do that, and it will work just the same. Okay, so now all the black liquid dense energy is contained in your hands. I will now connect with spirit, and we will clear that debris out. I command God's spirit light to completely cancel out, eliminate, neutralize, and purge all of the black liquid dense energy contained within the hands of everyone that is viewing this broadcast here and now through video form, purging, releasing all of that black liquid dense energy from their hands, putting up into source consciousness to be completely purified and forgiven in totality. Apply. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. And we can once again come back into the present moment. Zach, how are you feeling after that?
Feeling good. I was fixed pain in my back, and it's reduced heavily.
Okay, all right. So what you want to do too, again, just guys, just shake out your hands. Like I said, put the spirit light around you, washing your hands just like this with the white spirit light in your toroidal field, and then just give it a good shake off afterwards. Okay. So great. Hope that's also helpful for everybody else that's watching as well too. All right. So now that we have done the group healing, we are going to go ahead and move into Q&A. All right. So this is where we're just kind of going through the chat. There's quite a lot of responses here, both on Facebook and YouTube as well. So I'm just going to kind of go through the list. And like I said, there will be a point where I may bring Adronis in. And if that happens, then while I'm in the state, Zach can find some decent questions. Like I said, guys, let's try not to do any personal questions. Okay, personal questions are for sessions, right? So if you guys have questions that are kind of semi-personal or general in questions, kind of like you're asking questions that you think would be beneficial for other people to know as well too. Okay, that's kind of the art to it. So let's go down the list here.
Just so you know, I can't scroll down on the chat feed, so okay. I can see. Yeah. Just so you know.
Okay, you do what you can. I'll have to get you administrator privileges, I think, for next time. Okay. So one person is saying, "How harmful are the vaccines?" I would just suggest not taking them. That's the best way I could put it. A lot of people ask me the questions about, the COVID agenda, the mask agenda, the vaccine agenda in that way. I say, just don't be a part of it. If you guys have the ability, do not be a part of it, right? Just do not let that again is just part of the old world, right? And what many people are getting afraid of is feeling that the government is going to knock down your door and try to vaccinate you all through forced mandatory nature. And I said, that's not going to happen, guys, right? They do not, first of all, they do not have the manpower to do that. Second of all, when we're moving into 2021, it's the year of transition. I'm also referring to it as the year of revolution. You're going to have so many people out on the streets. There's going to be rallies. There's going to be protests. If you guys have seen my 2021 video with Adronis, where he's talked about that, there's just no chance for them to pull off a mandatory vaccine. And there's going to be a lot of work done prior to that time that is really going to nullify that entire experience. Like, I feel that the entire COVID agenda is going to be ending between the end of 2021 and early 2022. So that's not too long to wait. So if we're seeing that there's an ending coming, within about a year's time, then that's letting you know we're going to see a lot of takedowns pertaining to this entire vaccination agenda, mask agenda in that way. Again, as I've said, everybody, is that this is happening because they are so desperate. They've actually had to accelerate their plans, right? Try and bring a vaccine out really, really quick. And the only way they can really do that, pertaining to trying to get you to get into the vaccine, is through hypnosis, is through fear agenda, is through propaganda, because they do not have the means to vaccinate every single person in their country. Okay, can't be done. It just won't be done. There's going to be so much of a standing up against it, right? You have much of your, if I'm just talking to the United States here, you have the U.S. military that are very much on the side of the people, all right? They are not going to go through with that, okay? Even with the Canadian military, they are too very much on the sides of the people, right? So there will be a point where you will see them, throwing their orders down and saying, no, we're not doing this. We're standing in solidarity together with the people, okay? That, again, is going to intensify a lot more as we get into 2021. So, again, a lot of people are afraid relating to that. Again, you have to remember that, hey, didn't Brad say earlier that I'm creator, right? Rather than saying, who am I? Who I am sovereign. As I am sovereign, I am living in a world where nothing like that exists, right? So I am completely standing in my sovereignty. I'm completely standing in my solidarity, where I will not experience things like that. I'm going to experience the joy of the world, of my world. I'm going to experience the joy of my loved ones, my happy family, my friends. I'm going to enjoy all of that. So where is there a room to be afraid pertaining to something like that that is being spewed through mainstream media, through a hypnosis, right? That's all it is. That's their weapon, everybody. Their weapon is fear. And if you get into the fear, then you're trying to be part of that reality, right? There is a broadcast that they are emitting. And if we continue to go right into that broadcast and you continue to go right into that emitting, you're going to be a slave to that effect, right? Remember your sovereignty. Remember who you are. Remember why you are here, okay? You are not a victim into that. There's nobody else here, guys. There's nobody else here to do anything to you. The only reason something happens to you is because you're buying into the program. You're buying into the hypnosis. You're buying into that effect of saying, oh my God, someone's going to come and get me. Someone's going to bust down my house with a battering ram and get me to take a vaccine. Okay? That is you playing that part. And as long as you play that part, then some version of that may come into your reality. Okay? What I'm telling you guys is what is. Right? Again, everything that you're hearing on the mainstream media news, on all of these programs, they're holograms, they're hypnosis, and they're trying to program you. Okay? It is an influence. And many people in that sense who have basically been dumbed down to that point where they have to listen to everything that their government says will fall for it. Okay? They will be part of that. They will become part of a slave system. You do not have to be. Okay? Remember your sovereignty. That is your antidote towards everything here. Remember the love that you hold. Remember that you are God. Right? That's the most important thing. Zach, anything you wanted to add to that? Oh, sorry, I think I lost your mic there. Zach.
Yeah, that really ties in with what I was thinking of earlier on. I watched this Earth Alliance video documentary short earlier on, and it brought me to tears for a moment, actually, because it was talking about this, essentially a group of people that are pushing towards this kind of people-powered government. Mm-hmm. And they were really talking about everything you just said about like fear and their control agenda and the mandatory vaccines and all of this stuff and the crimes against humanity that have been going on now, and not just the whole COVID situation, but also like everything else. So yes. It's just been, it's horrible. But yeah, that's it. It's just realizing as well that my conflict earlier on was this whole idea of like how we are going in. There's like this divide that's happening right now. You have like people that are completely unaware and are following the mainstream narrative. And then you have people that are questioning the mainstream narrative. And there's this two trails of perspective that are going off. And there are even people who are at conflict within that amongst each other. And it's hard to witness personally, I've found. And I'm sure many of us here are finding the same. So
Yeah, absolutely. But again, that's where you're just giving your love to those people, right? Unfortunately, though, there's a lot of people that want to be the savior figure. We want to go up to those people. We want to grab them by the hands. We want to say, "Come on, snap out of it, get out of here." Stop giving these guys power. That's not going to lead you to anything. As much as we would love to do that, just like we have free will, guys, they have free will as well too. So there will be times where we may be spending hours or days or weeks arguing with the people that we love. Stop buying into this crap. Stop buying into this mind control hypnotic programming. And what happens? They retaliate against you. It's not mind control program. You're the one who's hypnotized. You're the one who's under mind control. You're the tinfoil hatter. You're the conspiracy theorist, right? That's the whole idea. Their mind is made up, right? And again, if you guys have not seen the Adronis 2021 video, please go and watch it on my YouTube channel, okay? Now, again, we are not here to try and pull those people onto our ship, onto our boat, and get those people, because the first thing they'll do is they'll jump off. They'll jump off, they'll go back into the water, and they'll go back up onto that boat that's sinking, because that's the reality that they have chosen. Now, we also have to understand that we are souls, we are spirit, and that the physical body is a temporary thing. And when you truly love a person, that person is always going to be with you, because it's not even looking at a person. You're looking at a soul, right? Where you really want to have the greatest relationship with another is to see them as a soul. And as you see their soul, you realize that their body is just a conveyance. It's just a transport. It's just a vessel that's helping to express themselves in the physical world. But if you truly have great love for that soul, even when the time comes when they transition, because there will be a point to that will happen for you as well, when that time comes, you're still in contact with that soul. You're still in contact with that spirit. And so you are going to have a relationship that's going to continue, because that person loves you just as much as you love them. That's where the true relationship comes. If you think that, guys, that all Brad is here is in this physical body, then you do not know me, right? If I just look at you guys in your physical body, I do not know you. It's where we look at the greatest aspect of ourselves, and that is our light, our true nature, our soul, our spirit. That's where everything is eternal. So what that is saying is that you have respect, even though you may not agree with where a person decides to take their life. All right, they may take their life and decide to live through the government's orders, right? That they're watching mainstream media all the time. They're watching CNN, they're watching MSNBC, and they're buying into all this. And no matter how many conversations you've had with them, their mind is made up. Then let them go. Let them go. And this is, again, their own free will, just as you have free will as well too. But if you truly love that person, you want to take it deeper. You want to go into their soul, no matter what happens to them. You truly love them. You truly appreciate them for who they are as a soul, right? And that's the relationship that you want to forge, all right? Let's go into a question here with Liliana. Question, can Adronis address actually what is actually happening on 12/21/20? I hear different stories, and how can we prep ourselves to fully benefit on this date? Thank you. Okay. So, I mean, that's why I'm taking some time off between December 8th and January 8th, is getting into the alignment of the point of no return. But I will go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can share some insight on this question. Terra Soul Star Sirius Adronis we are here. At this time, we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning in to this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We thank you, Liliana, for your sharing of question pertaining to the idea of December 21st, 2020. Why is this the point of no return? Because it is a conjunction. It is a shift. It is a gateway that is opening up appropriately through the essential nature of timing based upon the cyclical nature of the universe that is therefore being conjunct at this particular time. It is time for the beginning process of the earth to, as you would say, shed its skin. It's at the earlier time in that way where you are now going to see two earths starting to split from one another. Although, again, this will continue to affect itself gradually. Now, some of you are concerned about the idea, oh, well, Adronis, I keep hearing about these solar blasts, that there must be some gigantic solar flash happening, that there must be a gigantic solar wave that's coming together and encompassing the Earth, and you have to be on a certain side of the Earth at a certain time. No, this is nothing, again, but hypnotic programming. It is not about the idea of a gigantic solar flare that's going to cripple your planet or cripple your electronics or anything of that nature. Again, as we have stated, many of you still don't even know what the sun actually is. So again, it is not the idea that when a solar flare actually erupts from the sun and then it comes upon your planet, it is not meant to cripple your planet in any way. It is the idea that it is a nurturing of your planet. It is a regeneration of your planet. It is a rejuvenation of your planet. It is not in any way meant to cripple your planet whatsoever. In fact, it strengthens your planet. It does not weaken her. So when you move into the conjunction point of December 21st, 2020, you are looking at that time to where almost you could say the skin is being removed, the clamps are being taken off, and the times ahead will bring forward the new Earth. So, like a planetary mitosis, like the one who once lived upon your planet, known as Dolores Cannon, who referred to the splitting of worlds. Well, that is exactly what's happening. And through this splitting that again is going to continue to have a greater effect through the years to come, you are therefore going to see a splitting of consciousness. Everything that's happening right now is a great divide. It is a displacement that is taking place right now, where there are those standing upon this line that they have drawn upon the sand. And there are others in that sense who have drawn other lines, and they are standing in those areas. So it's like a honeycomb in that sense, with all these cells, and all these different people are moving into these cells. And as time progresses, there will be, in that sense, the displacement effect and repopulation relating to the new Earth and those that remain on the old Earth. And those that remain on the old Earth are very much the ones that, as you would say, are negatively oriented, highly negatively oriented. And they remain there because that basically becomes the effect of their chaos. And then there are those on the new Earth that move much more into a prosperous alignment. This, again, is just to put it mildly, but really what's happening is that there are gradients. So there are different gradients of response pertaining to people that make their decision, that shift themselves into an appropriate reality where they will be experiencing that appropriate Earth. But it's really looking at it into those particular splinters of two different Earths. So therefore, as it sheds away its skin, the old Earth that is therefore being discarded is again where much of those old energies will wind up. And again, the new Earth, as your Jesus has said, the meek shall inherit the earth. Now again, this is still a span that will continue throughout the years. There is displacement, there is repopulation, and then there will be harvest. All right? The harvest is really just for a select few, which means that what you're going through during this time of the solstice, during the point of no return, is that you're moving up into a higher octave Earth, but you are still in what you would term as the third density. So You are not moving off from a one dimension to another, but it's like going up the rung of a ladder. And that's what's happening. Many of you are going to be staying with this new earth, which will become very beautiful and very prosperous in its own way. And then there are those select few that during the time of harvest will go off into another earth, what one would refer to as the fourth density earth, or even going beyond that. Some can even transcend beyond the entire wheel of karma, wheel of space and time. It all depends upon the person. As we've stated, that when you get into 2038, everybody goes 8 billion different ways, all 8 billion people. So again, that is what we can share. It is a conjunction point. It is an energetic surge. It is an energetic shift. Some of you will feel it. Some of you will not. It all depends upon your receptivity of the energies to come. It is already beginning right now as we speak, which means if you're feeling it right now, then that is how receptive you are to the new energies to come. It is a lightness. It is a true state of beauty that represents this shifting that is taking place, this conjunction, this point of no return. We thank you for your question. Okay. Thank you very much, Liliana, for your question. And let me go ahead and hide that message. So we'll go down the list here a little bit more. Hope that made sense to you guys. If it didn't, by chance, you can go to, again, watch the Adronis 2021 video. Okay, he shares a lot of it there as well, too. So let me go down here a little bit more. We got a lot of questions here, both on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm just kind of scrolling down. Okay, so then we're getting into people that are saying, but what about the poor people who will be fooled? Again, guys, stop taking responsibility for other people. It's not your job, all right? Whatever a person decides, regardless if you agree with it or not, it's not your job to take responsibility for them. Stop doing that to yourself, right? Because you would not like it if a person came up to you and started trying to make all of your decisions for you. Oh, well, you're poor, or well, you can't hold down a job, or well, you can't do this, or you can't do that. So I guess I have to make decisions for you. How would you feel? You would feel pretty bad about that, right? So why are you doing that to other people? When we're looking at people like Jesus and we're looking at people like Buddha, where they have been helping all kinds of people, right? People who are rich, people who are middle class, people who were impoverished. Not once did they hoist any of those people up around their shoulders and say, I'm going to take you into the light. I'm going to just hoist you up on here and then run in through a light portal and say, hey, there you go. You're an ascended being. Not once did they ever do that. And I've said this before, guys. If they didn't do that, what makes you think that you're here to do that? You're not, right? So this is where you are, again, coming into realization. You are constantly putting the affairs and the baggage of everybody else upon your shoulders that does not need to be there. Have responsibility for yourself, right? You can always share ideas. You can always suggest. You can always negotiate. But when they say no, you respect that, all right? Because it's no more different than you being a bully to them and them being a bully to you, right? You got to get out of that mindset because that's hypnotic programming. As I've said, when you start forming a relationship deeply with a soul, you will never, ever have to say goodbye to that soul. They are eternally with you, right? But you have to, again, look into what they have made as a decision. Yes, you may not feel that you agree with it. Yes, you may feel it's the biggest mistake they have ever made in their entire life. Not your call, not your responsibility, not your job, not your task. Try and pull them and force them into a path that they cannot see. Because you see something and they can't, doesn't mean in that sense that you have to be, again, the authority of themselves, right? Learn humility. And that, again, is letting people walk their path. Negotiation can't happen. Let them walk the path they have. They have free will, just as you do, all right? Please remember that. Very important. Okay. So let's go down the questions. Hopefully there's something else besides vaccinations and COVID. That's all I'm seeing here. COVID, identity. Come on, guys. Where's some really good spiritual conversation here, right? Let's pick up the vibes here a bit more. Yeah. Right. Zach, are you noticing any questions that?
It's a big topic at the moment. Yeah, so, well, one was, of course, like from Michael Reck, 21, or Michael Reck. What advice can you give us as to what we should be doing in the lead up to the 21st in terms of like working on ourselves?
Right. So again, this is where what I'm doing in that sense. Now, basically, as I said, I'm taking a retreat. Right, it's kind of a self retreat into December 21st for the point of no return. So what I'm doing is I'm basically filling my body with love. That's really what I'm doing every day. So what I'm doing is I'm really reinforcing the BCR technique, the TC technique, right? I'm working together with the black ball technique, but I'm also just going into meditation, and I'm going out into nature a lot more, right? There's a lot of local parks where I am. And if you guys don't have access to that, well, then make nature within your mind, right? Put on some soothing music, some beautiful meditation music, and really just going within and cleansing your body out, right? So what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of personal body cleansing. I'm actually going to be going much more into a vegetarian diet here for the next couple of weeks as well too, right? Picking up my energy a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of yoga, right? So I'm going to be really just taking care of the physical, mental, and emotional bodies, right? So BCR and TC technique work very, very well for you guys, right? Meditate on your light, meditate on your love, meditate on your soul, meditate on your spirit, right? Meditate for the world that you want to be a part of. Go into your mind and look into this new world. What does it look like? What are the people like? What's the environment like? What are you doing in that beautiful world, right? So you are also manifesting the effect of the world that you want to be a part of, because like I said, this is all part of the splitting of worlds. This is all part of the point of no return. You are envisioning a beautiful world. You are envisioning where you are hugging everybody, where you're shaking hands. You're seeing all that love coming together. And through that, there will be a manifestation of something to that effect of what you will be going through on a daily basis. All right, guys, I got this in the mail just the other day. All right, this is the way shower symbol, right? So, and again, when I'm looking back at that video, when I'm doing the way shower symbol, say, Brad, you're saying this isn't a satanic symbol? You're saying this isn't done by Satan? You know, what if it's a satanic thing, right? Again, guys, you have to look back at the roots, right? If we go back into Nazi Germany and we see the swastika like that, do we think that that was created by the Germans? No. That is an ancient symbol, and that really represents peace and unity. But the German Nazis basically shifted it. They inverted it and made it into the opposite effect. It was an inversion, okay? That's what happens with a lot of these sacred symbols, right? Someone will start doing this. Oh my God, Brad's Illuminati. Ah, right? And then they start freaking out, right? Now, again, that's a sign of hypnotic programming from you guys, right? You got to work on that. But when you're working on this all together, it is a sacred universal gesture. Okay, it's referred to as the Jnana Mudra, because I mispronounced it in the video. The Jnana Mudra, again, and what this really represents is wisdom, is knowledge. Okay, like I said, you have the individual soul, you have Brahman, you have the three gunas, right? And it's representing the polarities of ourselves through the individual soul that is moving back into oneness together with God, with Brahman, right? So again, just by holding this and focusing on it, again, what I do is I just put it down here when I'm out in the park, when I'm at home, and I just focus on that, and my entire reality just shifts. It feels amazing. I feel completely at peace, even when I'm wearing the shirt this morning, feeling absolutely wonderful, absolutely great. It's like everything just fades away that does not belong. So again, that's a simple gesture. And again, I just work with spirit light to help incorporate new hues into the spectrum that comes together through this symbol, right? So I suggest you guys do this all the time, right? Zach, you even asked me, I'm going to do this today. Well, go for it, man. I'm not going to like censor you with a blue ball here. And that's censored. You can't do that. No, you're not allowed to do that. Absolutely. Go for it, right? If that's something that you feel.
Especially when speaking, I've been like kind of.
Yeah. And it's quite common. Like people say, oh, Donald Trump does it. Guys, there's more people than Donald Trump who do it. Right? When I'm talking, I'm doing this quite a bit. When I'm channeling Adronis, this is coming through. Even when I'm talking naturally, at times this is coming through. Almost everybody does it, right? They just don't know that they're doing it because it's a natural universal symbol. It's a natural universal gesture, right? It's like our body is working on its own and it's doing it, right? So yes, keep working with this. It's a powerful symbol, all right? But again, that's what I'm doing through the point of no return, is just really reinforcing the positive energy, going into the BCRTC technique, doing all the techniques that I've shared with you guys on my YouTube channel, seeing the kind of world that I want to live into, right? And just empowering that to the best way. I'm going to be cutting back on social media. I'm going to be cutting back on the computer quite a lot. Be very minimal. It won't be a dead silence, but it'll be very minimal. And just being able to focus more on that as we move into the point of no return. But Adronis says right now, we're feeling it. Believe me, I can feel it. I can feel this shift about to happen, right? There may be even some here on the broadcast today that are feeling this happening already. Okay. So I think we're going to take one more question, guys, and we're going to wrap up for today. Let me just go down the list here. We got a lot of questions. Announcement is as well too, the Saturday after next will be the new Adronis webcast. Okay, so it'll be an Adronis question webcast. I don't have a title for it right now, but that will be up on Saturday after next. Not this coming Saturday, but the next one after that will be an Adronis webinar, or not a webinar, but a webcast where I'll be coming through. And Zach, if you're available on that day, we can talk about that, and you can do some. I'll make sure you have admin privileges as well too, cool. when you can look at the questions. But if you're available at that time, then we can do something there. Let's go down to this last question here. This is from Davijan. Brad or Adronis, what doors open after the soul graduates from Earth? Every single door that you can imagine, right? Basically, when you're looking at graduation, it's not like the idea that you're receiving a degree. All right, it's not that a person is giving you a diploma and saying, "Here you go, your congratulations, you've graduated Earth." When you are moving into a state of graduation, the universe is completely available to you. Again, we're trying to put a lot of human intellectual concepts in the idea of what graduation is, and it's nothing like that. When you move into a state of graduation, it's because you've come into the light. You know that you are God. You have realized God is within me. I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. I am in the Mother, and the Mother is in me. I am in Creator, and Creator is in me, right? You realize that, and that is helping you to understand that you're transcending all of the agendas, you're transcending all of the dramas, you're transcending all of the identifications that you put into yourself. And that is the idea of not only graduating from the nature of Earth, but graduating past illusion itself. You're graduating past illusion. You're graduating past identity. You're graduating past the karmic wheel. You're graduating past space and time. You have come into the light. You are God. You are sovereign. Who I am rather than who am I. Why I am here rather than why am I here, right? These, again, are natural to you. You're not putting any form of identity to them. You are pure consciousness. You are pure God consciousness. And that's the nature of graduation. So it goes far beyond Earth. You are everyone, you are everything. And that is the nature of graduation. So thank you, everybody, for being here today. Zach, thank you for being here today, for moderating. And again, we'll be back next Friday as well, too, for another episode of New Earth TV Live. Thank you, everybody, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on New Earth TV Live as well, too. So before we wrap up, again, sign up on New Earth TV Live for free. Website is newearthtv.live. And Zach will be back here again next week as we do more questions. Like I said, I'll get you some admin privileges. Cool. And we'll make that happen. So thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are in the world. Take care. Namaste. And may it be well with you.